So for my IA, I decided to write a song. And it was Christina Rossetti inspired because I love poetry. And I thought that I could combine my music that I do and singing, since I'm in choir, and put it all together and hopefully write something inspired by a few poems of Christina Rossetti. The poems I used were Remember, The Poor Ghost, and At Home. Remember by Christina Rossetti. Remember me when I'm gone away, gone far away into the silent land, when you can no more hold me by the hand, nor I half turn to go yet turning stay. Remember me when no more day by day. You tell me of our future that you planned, only remember me, you understand. It will be late to counsel then or pray, yet if you should forget me for a while, and afterwards remember, do not grieve, for if the darkness and corruption leave a vestige of thoughts that I once had, better by far that you should forget and smile, than you should remember and be sad. This poem, Remember, is one of my favorites of hers because she talks about that she's passed away and that she wants people to remember her, but she wants them to remember her for good and for happiness, and if they remember her for sad, she would rather them move on, for she would rather have them smile than be down in grief and worry about someone who has passed.
The Poor Ghost. Oh, whence do you come, my dear friend to me, with your golden hair all fallen below your knee, and your face as white as snowdrops on the lea, and your voice as hollow the hollow sea? From the other world I come back to you, my locks are uncurled with dripping, drenching dew. You know the old, whilst I know the new, but tomorrow you shall know this too. Oh, not tomorrow, into the dark, I pray. Oh, not tomorrow, too soon to go away. Here I feel warm and well content and gay. Give me another year, another day. Am I so changed in a day and a night, that mine own only love shrinks from me with fright, is fain to turn away to left or right, and cover up his eyes from the sight? Indeed I loved you, my chosen friend. I loved you for life, but life has an end. Through sickness I was ready to tend, but death mars all, which we cannot mend. Indeed I loved you yet. If you will stay where your bed is set, where I've planted a violet, which the wind waves, which the dew makes wet. Life is gone, then love too is gone. It was a reed that I leant upon. Never doubt I will leave you alone, and not wake you, rattling bone with bone. I go home alone to my bed, dug deep at the foot and deep at the head, roofed in with a load of lead, warm enough for the forgotten dead. But why did your tears soak through the clay? And why did your sobs make me where I lay? I was away, far enough away. Let me sleep now till judgment day. The line that stands out in this poem is, "No, not tomorrow, into the dark I pray, or not tomorrow too soon to go away." You shouldn't fall apart because you loved someone and lost them. You should still be able to love them and stay strong about it, remembering the good they were in life than the bad, and cherishing the memories you had with them. At Home by Christina Rossetti. When I was dead, my spirit turned to seek much frequented house. I passed the door and saw my friends feasting beneath green orange boughs. From hand in hand they pushed the wine, they sucked the pulp of plum and peach. They sang, they jested, and they laughed, for each was loved of each. I listened to their honest chat. Said one, "Tomorrow we shall be plod along the featureless sands, and coasting miles and miles of sea." Said one, "Before the turn of the tide we will achieve the eyrie seat." Said one, "Tomorrow shall be like today, but much more sweet." "Tomorrow," said they, strong with hope, and dwelt upon the pleasant way. "Tomorrow," cried they, one and all, while no one spoke of yesterday. Their life stood full at blessed noon. I, only I, had passed away. Tomorrow and today, they cried. I was of yesterday. I shivered comfortless, but cast No chill across the tablecloth. I, all forgotten, shivered, sad, to stay, and yet to part, how loth. I passed from the familiar room, I, who from love had passed away, like the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. This poem by Christina Rossetti is one of my favorites because it talks of someone who has passed away and them coming back and realizing that everyone's moved on. And it's quite sad to read, honestly, because you see them all rejoicing and talking and praising all of the things that are in the years to come and the days and the hours to come, but they do not remember this ghost who has passed away.
I will go ahead and play the song, and I will put the words with it so you can read as you go along. And what really made me want to write this is I love music. I'm in choir, and I thought that because I play instruments as well, I could put that all together and not only interpret Christina Rossetti and her way of writing into something that I did that expressed it, but just something that interprets myself in it as well. And so the song you're going to listen to, it's called Still is Still. And I thought of the name for it because still is still. When something's still, it's not moving. And what's still, like what still remains, is still. Kind of like a play on words, kind of, I guess. But I called it What Still is Still because it's about a ghost. And Christina Rossetti writes a lot about ghosts. And I found that very interesting that, like in her poem Home, that was one of my favorite poems I read by her. She basically talks about kind of seeing life moving on, seeing things going on around her, and at the same time she talks about wanting people to remember her, but she doesn't want them to remember her if it brings them sadness and grief and just a bad memory. She only wants to be remembered as a good memory. And with this song that I wrote, it is about a ghost as well. And while you're listening to it, I intensified the echoes in it because when you think of an echo, you want to think of something that's was once there. Like when you think of an echo, I want there to be in the mindset that what you said has happened and there's nothing you can do about that. But there's that faint, distant sound that still resonates in the air, and that is potentially the ghost. And that's what I did when I wrote it, is I added an echo to everything I did, to the drums, to the guitar, which I played myself, the drums, which I played myself, and to the vocals and the background vocals. I added an echo to it, so it really, I guess, brings nostalgia and feelings of a ghost. So basically, it's about a ghost who has just passed away and who misses their family and the people they love, and they just miss all the happy times they had. And it's almost like they're allowed to come back for a day, and they're talking to the people they love, and she's asking, will you remember me when I'm gone? So I'm gonna go ahead and let you listen to it, and